Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down the weapons and objects across the lands between that are the trickiest to obtain.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Aristocrat Headband. Maybe you're sick and tired of your Tarnished adorning the same old headgear. Maybe you fancy adding some extra bling to their cranium. Maybe you want them to appear more regal. Or maybe you're just eager to get the full Aristocrat set. Either way, you're going to have to hunt after plenty of Noble Sorcerers for the slimmest chance to have it appear. Hope the shine is worth the grind, because like many of Elden Ring's rarest drops, you've only got a 0.5% chance of snagging it. Octopus Head. If regal isn't your thing, then how about something weird beyond belief? The land octopuses aren't exactly a rare sighting. You could find them across the shores, riverbanks, and other wet areas around the lands between. But if you want a helm that looks like their tentacled faces, you're going to have to make a lot of sushi. Fair warning, you'll only have a chance of this dropping if you farm the smaller creatures, not the large ones. Though given how they always appear together, you're probably going to be forced to fight both anyway. Envoy's Greathorn. Have you ever looked at those pale, bulbous creatures with the giant trumpets and wondered, I want a piece of that? If so, then congratulations, you have a 2% chance of snagging its weapon. You'll find these giant oracle envoys mainly in Miquella's Haligtree, which in itself is a pain to get to.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
From there, it's a case of traversing the unbalanced terrain, slaughtering the few that you can find, and praying they drop this colossal instrument. Otherwise, it's rinse and repeat. Ripple Crescent Halberd. In the market for a pure arcane weapon with plenty of reach to it, then you better be ready to go Albinauric hunting. Across the Urnia of the lakes, you'll find these miniature troll-like amphibians patrolling in droves. They aren't difficult to dispatch, but you're going to have to cut down a mighty lot of them if you want any chance of getting this halberd. Whether you think it's worth it in the long run is up to you given its 2% drop rate, but it's certainly neat to have on hand to skewer enemies when you storm Raya Lucaria Academy.
This is the worst!
Imp Heads. Nobody likes imps. Every time you enter a dungeon, you can be sure these little bastards are waiting around a corner, armed and ready to pounce on you every chance they get. But if for some reason you like the cut of their jib, then you have the chance to steal their stone faces for yourself. Imp heads come in quite a variety, from fang to long tongue to cat to wolf to lion to corpse to elder. Acquiring them is insanely tricky, as you'll have to chase after specific imps in specific catacombs, with a 0.5% chance of getting the head you want.
Woo! Yeah, baby!
Halo Scythe and Clean Rot Spear. Faith-based fighters, your time has come. These two weapons are ideal for your scaling. Both the Clean Rot Spear and the Halo Scythe offer incredible Ashes of War, boost immunity, and are ideal when charging your way through monster-infested territory. The only issue is that both are a pain to get, since it requires besting and farming through Clean Rot Knights who wield the weapons themselves. They're tricky to find and are by no means a breeze to overcome. Combine that with such a minuscule drop rate, and you're going to be trudging through their armoured remains for the long haul. The Celebrant Trio. A set of weapons whose primary effect increases the amount of runes earned per kill sounds like the ideal way to farm. Maybe buff a few levels before tackling the next boss. They even come in 3 versions, so you can pick your poison. The problem? You guessed it, exceptionally difficult to find, even though they can all be found in the same place. Used by the residents of the Windmill Village, if you want to get your clutches on the Celebrant Cleaver, Sickle or Rib Rake, then you're going to have to take down as many of the crazy crones as possible. It's a 1 in 3 chance with a 0.5% drop rate apiece. Good luck.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
Noble's estock and Noble's slender sword. What is with the Wandering Nobles having some of the rarest weapons and adornments in the entire game? Despite being the most basic of enemies, found casually wandering around all parts of the map, they also have 2 blades to their name that you, what else, have a 0.5% chance of claiming. The estock and slender sword are decent and flashy weapons that any early to mid game Tarnished would be happy to own, save for the fact that by the time you get around to grabbing them, you may have already wandered into the end game. Magma Blade. A weapon designed for strength builds with the added benefit of unleashing waves of fire. Sounds like an easy win. You can knock enemies to the floor and don't have to compromise on stats to enjoy the benefits of its burning after effect. Alas, if you want it, you're going to have to skin a few snakes. The only way you're going to overcome that 1% drop rate is by going after very specific Man Serpents in Volcano Manor, which isn't exactly the easiest place to navigate. Black Dumpling. A sinister hood used for sinister purposes. Its most notable benefit is that it boosts the amount of damage you inflict if you're also affected by madness. Quite the dangerous trade. Not that you'll have much of a chance to test it for yourself, since for the faintest possibility of earning this helm, you'll have to kill 1st generation Orbonorics found in Lanedale and Volcano Manor. All the power to you, since you'll have to cycle through some of Elden Ring's most treacherous areas, hunting after a select few enemies, all for a 0.5% drop rate. There's commitment, and then there's this. Which Soulsborne item do you think is too well hidden for its own good? Let us know in the comments.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.